income inequality issue, and what do you think should be done about it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Income inequality is fundamentally tied to the capitalist mode of production, mean of production that the United States utilizes. It's part of what preserves the kind of reserve army of the working poor that the capitalist class can mobilize when they need to fill gaps, when there's strikes, or when there's righteous and justified actions against the actions of these big corporations. And fundamentally, we can't really, I think, address income inequality as effectively as we should without acknowledging the class kind of dynamic within this country between the working class and the ruling class, the owning class that owns the property that owns, for lack of a word, the factories, the farms, the things that produce all the wealth in this country. And a lot of this conversation that we're talking about how do we address income inequality? Well, it's like, okay, well, you win the U.S. House of Representatives, you get to take that political platform, and we're expecting these same ruling class factions of people, these oligarchs who, like, frankly, the stock market is 87% owned by the same top 10% of income earners. That's who benefit from the stock market. We're asking these people to pass legislation and ultimately uphold laws that take money from their own pockets. They're the same people that have the control over the vehicle of power. The people that have control over Congress, the people that have control over local and federal government aren't, working people. They're not made up of working class people. They're coming from a class of ruling class people with direct ties to the owner class of this country. And as socialists, our solution is we have to address that real material class contradiction, that we can't expect the people who have power, the ruling class of this country, the owner class, to basically abolish income inequality unless we have an organized and disciplined movement of people willing to fight, like what we saw in the 30s, right? And what we saw in the heyday of the American labor movement, that abolished things like child labor, that abolished things like working 12-hour days for 6 or 7 days of the week.